call me Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
What up? Welcome back once again to the Necro Zoo. I am Bones. And in this one, let's go ahead and add another figure to my McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. Now this time it will be Lex Luthor in his power suit. Now there have been different iterations of this version of Lex Luthor throughout his whole history. This has started way back from superpowers, going through the years until even Mattel made versions, and now it has culminated in McFarlane's version of the power suit. Now, of course, he did build this suit to give him a little advantage when he goes against his arch nemesis Superman. It does give him enhanced strength, which, adding to his already high intellect, makes him a admirable foe. The suit has flight capabilities, and all around just gives him that edge to go up against the Man of Steel. Now this suit was released right alongside of Lex Luthor in the Darkseid suit, so they do share some parts. We'll go ahead and compare them, but he does look pretty devious in the packaging, so let's go ahead and take a look at him. But first, he does come with your standard black DC Multiverse stand. Now it is not needed, but sometimes comes in useful. He also comes with his data file card. On the front we do have some more figure photography. Love the skull motif. And on the back you do have some information. We'll go ahead and add this to the collection. Now he does come with slight accessories, which is 2 alternate hands. One is sort of a grasping, gesturing hand, and one is a left fist. Now let's go ahead and take a look at them. First impressions, really digging the head sculpt there. This is bordering on realistic head sculpt for Lex Luthor. Power suit, pretty much offhand I could tell it is a different cover piece here. But really loving the choice of metallic high sheen plastic. The green, the like lime kind of neon green, and then the purple, the deep purple there, really gives the figure some contrast of colors. And then you have your slight gray markings. So all in all, looks really good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the head. Now you have a really beautiful sculpted head. Really gets that aura of Lex Luthor. Looks really good. The brow, you know, like I said, it's like bordering on realistic, but it's more comic book accurate. Now, of course, everybody's talking about the eyes. The eyes, the different figures that have it, it's starting to like, I don't want to say grow on me, but I'm like, it is an easy fix. If I wanted to, I could just whiten out the eyes and then put the pupils, retinas like straight on. But I don't think I'll do that. Maybe if I do a custom figure repaint, then I'll do it, and that way I'll still have the original version. And you never know, that also means that McFarlane can decide to use the same head sculpt, just put the eye straight instead of that, you know, skewed view that he gave this one. Let's take a look at the articulation. Now he can look up very well. Does look down extremely well. You do have right to left. Those clicking sounds again. And then you can cock his head for some attitude or character. All in all, really great head sculpt. You just have to, you know, deal with the eyes, but it's really nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chest. You got that like kind of power surge, you know, chest plate that Lex Luthor usually has. A lot of detail in this upper plastic piece. Like slight gray parts, but I'm pretty sure this is missing tons of detail that we could add to it if we do a repaint. Let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation in the waist. You can move them side to side. You could twist them around, contort them. He does have waist swivel and he does have upper torso swivel. And then you can twist them to get him in some cool poses. He does lean forward and he does lean back really well. Pretty good articulation in the waist that is trying to become more prevalent from McFarlane. We know that the earlier figures had, it just depends what figure it is, but it's getting more that more of the figures are having a lot of good waist articulation. Let's go ahead and take a look at the arms. He does have that butterfly shoulder joint, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Now you can move his arms up above shoulder length. Now the shoulder pauldrons are rubber and they do move with the shoulders as you move up. Moving into the really nice gauntlets, transitioning into the hands. And of course you do have wrist articulation. Now these ball joints are getting better and better as we move on in the line. They're hidden very well and you still get the full range of movement in them, so that's pretty cool. Going to the waist, you have that same trunks area as the dark side suit has. Let's take a look at the thigh swivel. Awesome. Really good thigh swivel. You get a lot of movement there, which means you can twist it. Give them those double jointed knees. Straighten them out. At the ankle you have up and down. You do have left to right. And then you do have rocker. You just gotta work it in there, but it is there. And then of course he has toe articulation. Now basically I could tell this is pretty much the same legs as the Darkseid suit, which kind of makes sense because if Lex Luthor was building his suit, he would pretty much start with the same, setup and just add different things to modify the suit to make it for what he wants, which is what he did with the Darkseid suit. So, makes sense. Let's go ahead and take a look at him from the bottom. No tread, but he does have some identifying marks. Moving up the back, that same sculpt work. You got that spine that I like in the armor on his back, but the difference is that with the purple and the green, it kind of separates it, so it gives it a completely different look than the Darkseid armor. So really enjoying that. Okay. Now I think I will prefer them with the alternate hands. You can pop them out. Also prefer them with the fist. Just like this look. This is pretty much how he's gonna stay. These hands, the gripping hands will be, put into fodder for another custom work or for future use. And another cool thing we can do is we can add him a little accessory. Classic Lex Luthor using kryptonite to weaken Superman and gain the advantage. Always a cool accessory. Piece of kryptonite. First, let's go ahead and bring out the Mattel power suit, so you could kind of see what the inspiration for this suit is. Even though if you look in the comics now, it's more this suit than this suit. This is, retro. But I love this figure. This figure's always been a cool part of my collection. But now you know, we're moving up with the new age. We have this awesome Lex Luthor figure from McFarlane. But pretty cool to see where we came from. And then let's bring out the dark side suit. That way we can take a look at them next to each other. See the similarities. Pretty much the whole lower body and the underneath chest plates is the same. But then you get into the differences, like the shoulder pauldrons, the gauntlets, and the chest plates are different. And of course the color just gives it that difference where you have a completely different feel for this figure and for this figure, which is enough to validate the use of the same sculpt, just because they are so similar, but they do have a different feel, which really justifies, you know, the work. Enjoying that. But I do see the value in having the power suit one. Pretty cool to add it to the collection. Now before we go, let's do some comparisons. We'll put Lex Luthor next to a pretty shrimpy Superman. And then we'll put him next to my custom repaint Rebirth Superman. And then we'll put him next to the unhelmeted armored Superman that I did. You can see the difference between the two figures. And finally, let's put him up against the Dark Father custom repaint that I did, just for some bigger scale. So anyways, guys, really happy to add this guy to the collection. He will be going up on the shelf. You guys keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and I will see you on the next one.